Hello friends and welcome back to the Brockopp side. Today we got ourselves a Blu-ray review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in glorious 4K. And before we go any further, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you live talking by movies. But anyway, so Quentin Tarantino's newest movie is available now on Blu-ray, and as you can see here, I got myself the 4K Ultra HD edition, but I also picked up the exclusive 4K Ultra HD edition, because this one, as you can see here, is differently shaped than your average Blu-ray, but that's just because it comes with quite a few extra goodies. So if we just open it up here like so. So as you can see here, you got some really nice packaging with some cool artwork, some fun inserts, and plenty of extra cool goodies. So starting over here, you got your 4K disc and your Blu-ray disc, which look like film reels labeled just on Scotch tape, which is really cool. And then over here in the middle, you've got actually a 45 vinyl record, which comes with 2 different songs pertaining to the movie. And then over here on the left side, on this 1969 panel, of course we got the digital code. We're not quite to that point yet, but you've also got this little Mad magazine, which is a complete parody of Bounty Law, the show that Leonardo DiCaprio's character stars in. And this is really cool because this was also featured in the movie itself. So just having this really cool little parody Mad magazine of the show from the movie that was also featured in the movie is quite cool. It even comes with some fun little advertisements from the 60s like you'd see in a magazine from that time. But something else really cool that it comes with is a poster from one of the Italian movies that Leo's character stars in later on in the movie, from Operation Dynamite. Now this is super cool and it was also featured in the movie as well, and I definitely want to get this thing framed at some point. Now it's kind of an unusual size, so finding a proper frame for this might be a little tricky, but probably not too bad. And like I mentioned earlier, it does come with this cool 45 vinyl record that comes with 2 songs that are featured in the Hullabaloo show, which is something that Leo's character also made a guest appearance on. And this is just a really cool thing and one of the major selling points of this particular edition, because, it's got a cool retro look to it with the blue and the, old-fashioned labeling on the side of it. And also what's really nice is that they had the decency to add a little adapter in there as well, because you can't just play this by itself on a record player. You gotta put this little thing in the middle here so it'll actually sit on the turntable so you could actually play it. So really they thought of everything here, and yeah, this sounds really nice. So of course you are gonna obviously need a record player in order to play this, but if you do have the means, if you're one of those cool people that listens to music on good old vinyl, then yeah, you'll probably like this edition quite a bit. And of course, here's the digital download copy code. If gets it first can have it. Enjoy yourself, and if you don't, well, I'm gonna send my stunt double over to your house to kick your ass. So before we go any further, I'll give you my thoughts on the movie itself, because unfortunately when this came out back in July, I did not do a review of it for whatever reason. So anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I really like just the whole 1960s Hollywood aesthetic that this movie has, It's something that's always fascinated me just from a film history kind of perspective. So getting to see Quentin Tarantino bring this, hyper-stylized version of that to life with this movie is really cool. And of course, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, they all give fantastic performances in this movie, especially Brad Pitt, who's just this really cool stunt guy that, takes crap from nobody, can beat the crap out of Bruce Lee and a bunch of hippies and things like that. The movie is nearly 3 hours long, and it's not really a plot-driven movie. It's very much a character-driven movie where you just, kind of see these characters go through their life in Hollywood, this very crucial time in Hollywood. But for me, if you're gonna go that route with the movie, you gotta have some great characters and some really strong performances to keep me invested, which this movie does. So I was invested in it pretty much for the whole thing, There are a couple little moments here and there where I do feel like it does drag a little bit, but for the most part, I was totally invested in this world and these characters and, what they were doing at the time period, so that was really cool. Probably my favorite piece of dialogue from this movie comes from the very end, after Brad Pitt and Leo kill all the hippies and stuff, and then the guy at Sharon Tate's house is like, "Is everyone okay?" And then Leo's like, "Yeah, well, the fucking hippies aren't. But anyway, picture and sound quality, the movie looks fantastic in 4K, and of course this movie was shot on 35mm film, so it just looks that much better transferred to 4K, and of course it probably was like a 2K digital file transfer, but, just having that nice graininess of the film stock and all that, it just looks really good in 4K, the colors are fantastic, and like I say pretty much every time, it's got the richer colors and the deeper blacks, and all the pixels your little heart could desire. And as far as bonus content goes, of course it's got some cool deleted scenes in there and a few 5-minute featurettes talking about really general stuff like the 60s setting and the cars and the production design and shooting on film and all of that. So, it's a bit disappointing because I was kind of hoping we would get some more in-depth stuff from a movie by Quentin Tarantino. But, you do get the idea of like the passion behind this movie of how, Quentin Tarantino just grew up with this whole 60s Hollywood stuff and he wanted to finally bring that to life on the big screen in his vision, which is really cool, and you definitely see the drive and the passion for that, and the fact that he really wanted to shoot it on 35mm film like he does with all of his movies, which just adds the look and the feel of the film itself. So, you do get the passion, you get the drive for this movie in these bonus features, but, it's like, they could be better, but ultimately the rest of the cool stuff in this Blu-ray make up for the lackluster bonus content, because not only is it this great special packaging, but it also comes with a vinyl record, a magazine, a poster. So as far as individual movies go, I'd say this is the coolest Blu-ray packaging I've gotten all year, not including any TV shows that I've gotten. So yeah, this is just one really cool Blu-ray release with, tons of cool goodies with a really good movie. And yeah, I just look forward to having this sit on the shelf, even though it's slightly taller than a Blu-ray and it'll probably stick out a little more. Oh yeah, that definitely sticks out quite a bit more than the normal ones, so I guess this thing is going to stand out in more ways than one. So, those are my thoughts on the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood limited edition 4K Blu-ray. And again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you live talking by movies. But anyway, so, if you guys have seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or if you picked up this super cool box set, then type that down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.